Chapter 1. "Do you know what time it is?" An irritated woman's muffled voice was just about audible from the other side of the door. I know, but this is a B&B, isn't it?" Rose asked, as her 7-year-old daughter Maddie snuggled into her neck, weighing heavily on her hip as she shivered against the cold. Despite it being the height of summer, fine needles of icy rain were driving down into the tops of their heads, and Rose had forgotten to bring Maddie a coat. There hadn't been time to think about coats. There hadn't been time to do anything but leave, grabbing a few damp and muddled items from the wash basket in the kitchen, and one oddly wrapped package, bundled up and secreted long ago, perhaps waiting for just this moment. "Doors are locked at 9 p.m. sharp," the voice called back. "It's in all the literature. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've got a good mind to call the police." Rose gasped in a ragged breath, determined not to cry. She'd made it this far without crying. She wasn't going to let this disembodied voice break her when nothing else had. "I know, but please, I've come a long way and I've got a little girl with me. We just need a place to stay. I would have booked ahead, but I didn't know I was coming." There was some more muttering. A man's voice too, Rose thought, drawing Maddie even nearer into her body, trying to suppress the child's shivers with her embrace. As she did so, she tightened her arm on her other, less precious package, which was tucked underneath it, a smallish, rectangular object that Rose had hurriedly wrapped in a blanket. "A child?" the woman's voice came again. "Yes, she's only 7. With a mixture of fear and trepidation, Rose waited as she heard bolts being drawn back and locks being released. Finally, the heavy-looking, thickly painted wooden door drew back to let a slant of yellow light cut through the rain, making the drops dazzle and glitter. A woman of indeterminate age peered through the gap at the sodden pair, and then after a moment took a step back and opened the door wider. "This is really most irregular," she told Rose, as she hurried into the hallway. "Knocking on the front door at all hours of the day and night? I've got my other guests to think of." "There are no other guests." The owner of the male voice, a well-built, bearded man in his late 50s, sporting a vest and jogging bottoms, smiled at Rose. "Don't you fret about it, love. It's no bother. I'm Brian, and this is my wife, Jenny. Jenny, you take them up, give them towels, and I'll bring you both up a nice warm drink. Hot chocolate do you, little one?" Maddie drove her face deeper into Rose's chest, her frozen fingers clinging on for all they were worth. Maddie was not a child who settled easily into strange surroundings, particularly when the circumstances that had brought them here had already been so traumatic. "That really is so kind," Rose said gratefully. "We'd love hot chocolate. Wouldn't we, Maddie?" "Like I said, no bother," Brian smiled. "Now, got any luggage you want me to bring in for you?" "I don't. No. There's no luggage." Rose smiled weakly, lifting one elbow awkwardly to reveal her oddly wrapped package. "Just us, and this." Jenny raised a sceptical brow, which clearly saw nothing good could come of her latest and only guest. "I usually ask for cash up front, 25 a night. Presumably you've got cash." "Yes, Rose attempted to reach into her pocket while still cradling Maddie and the package. "For God's sakes, woman," Brian said, shaking his head, "let the lass be. We'll sort the payment in the morning. Right, now." He looked at her questioningly. "Oh, I'm Rose Pritchard, and this is Maddie." "Right then, well, Rose here needs to get little Maddie into bed." "For all you know, she might be an axe murderer," Jenny muttered, not entirely under her breath. "Well, if she is, I'll wager she's too tired to chop us up tonight. Now stop going on and get up them stairs." It was only as Rose followed Jenny's considerable behind up the narrow stairs that she realised her landlady was wearing a rather risque pink necklace.